I see that.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. And I apologize, it hit me right as the sun is coming down and it's distorting my scene. But we have been gone for a while, so I'm so excited to be back and to be able to see everybody that's taken time to join us. We know summer's hard. Everybody wants to be outside. It's beautiful, but we're going to go ahead and hold this space for the people that are making time for it. I'm Dr. Sheila Day, if you don't know who I am already, and we are the Wow Wellness with Solex group. Every week we meet together for the last 3.5 years to talk about how amazing our AO scan technology is and all the other amazing things that Solex has brought to us, from revolutionary supplements that are high frequency like nothing else on the market, and revolutionary technologies that are for healing in your own home. And even if you wanted to start a new business or a new practice helping people, you have all of the resources right here in one company, super flipping affordable. So we love to talk about this and the transformations that people experience just using our products, mainly the AO scan, because that's my baby, my heart. I think it should be in every household. We're not making any claims. We don't need to have labels. We're talking about information, because information is what helps us understand and make different choices. And our scan technology is so flipping intelligent. We don't need to be the detective, because it figures everything out for us and gives the body exactly what it needs to do what it was programmed to do. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up because we're a little late getting started, but I know we've got some great things to share. One of the questions that took place as we were talking before we started the recording was, how often should someone use the inner voice? The inner voice is the flagship. It was the first availability in the scan technology, and it's dealing with taking your voice. And I apologize, my screen is all distorted, but it takes your voice and it can find out what's going on with you emotionally, and it's working on a scale of 12, 1 through 12. The scales on the keyboard, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and all the sharps, and every one of those also have a corresponding color. It is a frequency. The C sharp holds the same frequency as, I can't remember which color, but there is a color that holds the same frequency, and it's the colors of the rainbow. So each one of those layers has a note on the scale and an emotion tied to it. And so our technology can find out what emotions are going on here, the things that are really out of balance, over the top, that we're aware of, that we know we're dealing with, and then the things that are like they're repressed, suppressed. It could be trapped trauma somewhere in the tissues, repressed or suppressed emotions, things that we don't want to deal with, or maybe we just can't at this point because sometimes trauma happens and we aren't emotionally capable of dealing with it. I know for me, there's been things that have happened, and years later, my body finally feels safe to deal with it. And that's, that whole time is taking a toll on our health. So this technology can speed up that process so fast without costing you thousands of dollars and going to different practitioners, pouring out your heart. You can use this technology that will help you release these things that are trapped in the tissues, things that are stuck and keeping you stuck in life. So when Teresa was asking about how many times should someone do inner voice every day, Lauren, the founder of this technology, he recommends that we do it 2 to 3 times a day, at least. The more you do it, the more benefit you're going to get, because it's gathering information about you, and then it's going to send you custom harmonics to listen to that are just for you to deal with what you have going on. And the more often you do that, the better it's going to help you regulate emotions. It's going to help your nervous system get out of fight or flight. It's going to calm down that vagus nerve, and it's going to make your autonomic nervous system feel safer so that it can receive what you're giving it to help with. Maybe you've got some gut issues or some hormone issues. But if you're in fight or flight, the body just can't use what you're giving it to try to help. So the inner voice is perfect for doing that. You can do it all day long if you want to. Put your earbuds in and just listen to your custom tones and let your body receive what it needs. We've actually had people that have been released from suicidal depression in just one session. That's how powerful this is. So, Mary, you had some information that I would love for you to reshare.
Sure. Yes. Sure. So what I said was, you don't know what you don't know. So a lot of us go through life, and it's not okay to experience emotions because emotions have been ugly, and we might have had in the past somebody that was just out of control, and so you learn to shove those emotions down. But what I have found is listening to the inner voice. The It bypasses kind of my thinking. It goes right to my my core, and it brings out something that's there that I don't know. So what helps for me is like all of a sudden I'll recognize an emotion and I'll say, wait a minute, that's not me. That's a negative emotion, and that's not my story. And I'm not a victim. I'm not going to accept that emotion. And then you deal with the emotion. But if you don't know what you're dealing, if you're not aware, and I think most of us maybe aren't aware, but if you're not aware of those emotions, then they do go into your shoulder or into your gut or whatever. They sit there and they fester because they haven't been dealt with, and we're as much emotional as we are, physical. So for me, it's just been really helpful to recognize those emotions when I have them, to deal with them, and even if I don't know how to deal with them, the music deals with them. Okay, so I don't have to go soul searching. I just listen to the music. So
That's
that's
exactly right.
mhm.
Yeah, thank you for that because that's a point that I think we tend to forget is how much our emotions are controlling everything about us from our choices that we make with food to the choices we make with relationships to
Mhm.
even careers. I mean, whether or not we're broke or wealthy, it controls so much. So thank you for that reminder. That was
Mhm.
awesome.
Bet.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything else to share with us tonight? Welcome, Lynette. We see you joined us. Great to see you.
Sheila, this is Mary. Like I said, I am just learning how to use some of the different functions.
Uh-huh.
But one couple things I noticed, one of the things I've been focusing on for a while is lymph and liver detox. And I've been using the foot bath.
Excellent.
And a couple things that surprised me, my face isn't as puffy as it was, still a little bit,
Yeah.
but not as much
You
as it
look
was.
younger than the last time I saw you.
And the other thing I would say is that I was doing something the other day, putting lotion on my legs or something, and I noticed that I'll be 74 in a few weeks. And
Wow.
I noticed that on my inside of my ankles where I used to have varicose veins, there's hardly anything left there since I've
That's
been using that
amazing.
foot detox.
Yes. That is amazing. So let's talk a little bit about that foot detox because people who aren't joined with us would have no idea what that means. And
Mhm.
what this is it's an amazing technology nobody else has done, and it's a plate that you put your feet on. You can use it with or without a stand to elevate, and raise the angle of your feet. But it's just a plate that sends radio frequency waves up into the body. It is not going to get the plate itself is not going to get hot, but your body might get hot because there's blockages either in the lymphatic system, the cardiovascular system, the meridians, the energetic pathways. There can be blockages anywhere. If you've got an emotion trapped in your ankle, oh, it's going to get hot. If you've got lymphatic buildup in the ankle, it's going to get hot. And it might stay hot until there's been enough to break up that blockage. And now, because you want to feel that heat all the way up your body, because what we're doing is we're trying to induce 1.5 degree elevation in temperature so that your own immune system kicks in to start getting rid of things that shouldn't be going on in your body. Not just blockages, but all kinds of
So
things.
so I have a question then. So my daughter was using it and she goes, my ankles, my heels are burning so much. And we said, well, turn it down. She said, I had it turned down.
Yep.
So she should just go back down to one.
Yep.
And then should she shorten the cycle, or should
Yes.
she stay with? Okay.
Some people can start on level one for just 5 minutes. And I have had one person that's all we could do for a while. They've got so much going on,
Yeah.
and I have found a lot of it's emotional, believe it or not. But they could also have a weaker constitution. So Go low and slow with those people. If they can't tolerate, you say take it all the way to the bottom, do just 5 minutes, and we're good. And you work your way up and be patient with yourself. There's no judgment. Some people can hop in there and do 7 or 8 and go a whole half an hour. They've got different things going on. Yep, that's
Thank you.
amazing. Yes, great. It's so great to talk about our FootDetox because it is like nothing else and it is phenomenal and it's so affordable. All right, do we have anything else? We still got about 10 minutes to catch up for 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Hi,
Shalu
Sheila.
is unmuted. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. So a couple things. I had a friend yesterday where we always meet on Tuesdays and have our little gathering. And she came in and she was shaken up, like she almost passed out in the shower,
Oh,
and she like her anxiety was off the charts. And so she had brought her scanner with her. So I'm like, okay, well, let's scan you, let's see what's going on. And we ran the Bach flowers, and despair showed up. And like lately, this whole past week or 10 days, she's had a lot of old emotions coming up. And so she totally resonated with that. So I ran that for a bit. Then we did the essential oils, right? Oh no, right off, first off, we went to quick scan and we did the energetic clearing and energetic shield and put the EMF shield. And then she also did the grounding one from there. And then we went and did the flowers and the essential oil. And then after that, now maybe you can talk a little bit about this, because when you go to the frequency cleanse,
mm-hmm,
there's that sweep.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why don't we just do a frequency sweep? So we
Yep.
literally did, the slow, medium, and fast. Like we did all three of those sweeps. And by the time she left, she was like, I am feeling better. Like she had just calmed right down. Um, but I
That's
can't say I totally understand those sweeps, but I'm just like, it can't hurt. So let's just do it.
Yeah, and I wish that I could remember my resources. I know it's right at my fingertips talking about the sweeps, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that the sweeps are the Safagio frequencies and they're low, medium, and high, and that's just the speed. So you can deliver them slow or fast or medium. That's the only difference.
Okay. So yeah, so that makes sense as to why she would feel better after all of those. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's hitting
Okay.
all the things.
Yeah. And then today, I had a client that I was doing a consult for, and this lady's been told she's got um, breast cancer and there's tumors in her breast, and she doesn't want to go the medical route, so she's just looking at her options. But her sister has the terahertz wand,
Hmm.
and she's been using it,
Hmm.
and she was a little freaked out. She goes, it used to be like soft and watery, and now it's just I can feel it's changing. Like as I'm doing it, she goes, I can see it changing, but she goes, now all I feel is hard. And I said, well, think about it. When there's a fire going on, your body holds water, and using the wand, you rush the fire down so the body lets go of the water because the fire's not so drastic anymore. So now you can feel the garbage that's there. But what you literally saw was you turning down the stove and the body going, I don't need the water anymore, and just letting it go.
Yeah.
So, she left with lots of food for thought today, but I thought that was really cool. Her talking about how she was using the terahertz wand,
Hmm.
and in front of her eyes, she could see it, just her body changing.
That's amazing because I actually have a company that I was working with previously with terahertz. That was my first introduction to terahertz, and they had pictures and testimonies of people with different conditions. And in their country, they can speak about these freely. In the U.S., we've kind of got the gag order where we're not allowed to talk about this stuff. It's just like off limits, but the truth is the truth. A woman that had breast cancer with visible tumor that was completely gone within a certain period of time using terahertz. One thing that I was told by the doctors is if it is an aggressive situation, you don't want to use it full more ahead like you would for other conditions because we're accelerating things with terahertz. It speeds up the process. And with a cancer process, if it's an aggressive one, you want to use moderation with terahertz, and it will be very, very effective. Overdoing it might cause some problems just because of the science of how it works.
I was also suggesting like the red light therapy because
Uh-huh.
that activates the mitochondria. And that's when she told me about the terahertz wand. And I said, well, if you're comfortable with it and you've already
Yep.
had an experience with it,
Yep.
because when she spoke to her doctor did not put in that fear of, no, this is aggressive. She's like, no, I
Yep.
understand you like doing things naturally. So take your time, go investigate, all of that. But yeah, but the red light therapy would be good as well, right?
Yep, and so would the foot detox. I would use the waistband up across the top of the chest, is what I would do because we're delivering PEMF directly into the cavity with infrared and the massaging, which just feels great on the organs. But yeah, that's phenomenal. Plus the radio frequency waves to help break up blockages. I also have a terahertz user guide with that situation, particularly, and showing them a what doctors in other countries would use if they were treating someone. And that's in our Facebook group and our team group, the Wow Wellness Quantum Living Advocates, in the guide section, where you can go find that protocol for her and share it if you like.
Amazing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you bet. You bet. Yeah, terahertz is amazing, and we have the best terahertz device on the market. Lauren went way above and beyond what anybody else has manufactured with a much better motor that's going to last years longer at a fifth of the price of some of the big ones that people are selling, and our still way outperforms it. I mean, we're so blessed.
Sheila, what would we use for EDS? Are you familiar with either Daniel or Sandra?
Ehlers Daniels. We
Uh-huh.
actually have a frequency in the scanner for that, and I have a playlist actually.
That would be great. Is that on the Facebook group or where can I find that?
No, I'll send it to you. And what was I thinking? Oh, when you're doing body systems on that person, I would always do chromosomes because that's a chromosome issue.
Mhm.
So I would
Okay,
always
thank you.
scan and optimize chromosomes for that person.
Okay, thank you.
Uh huh. Yeah, we still have 3 minutes. Anything else? The sun is so slowly setting, and I'm going to be without light here soon. Uh, all right. Well, I can't remember what Solex. I put it in the email what Solex is talking about tonight, but I'm sure it'll be good. We get, so for those of you that don't know, Solex does training every single Wednesday right after this call. So if you're new to AOScan or if you're seasoned, I've been here 4 years. This is my 4 year anniversary this month, June 6th, and super excited. I'm still learning. Nobody knows everything. That's why we get together and we share things because you're never going to know everything. Lauren's the only one that does.
Yeah.
And he even says he forgets things and we remind him. So, because there's so much, you can't remember it all. But we're all going to resonate with different pieces, right? So
Yeah.
the fact that we have such a variety that we can all gravitate to different things, I don't know anything else that allows that. So it brings us all together. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys for coming tonight. I missed you. I've been gone so much, and I've missed hearing your stories and seeing your faces. And I really think this time is important. So if you're watching the replay out on our YouTube channel, if somebody's story resonated with you, or maybe someone resonated with you, and you don't know how to get in touch with them, we have an email that's called Wow Wellness with Solex@gmail.com. If you will send an email there and give the name of someone that maybe caught your attention and you'd like to connect with them, send an email there. I'll get you connected, and we can get you set up with more empowerment in your own home. Wouldn't that be amazing? Anyway, let's go see what Solex has to share with us tonight, and I cannot wait to see you all next week. Have a fabulous rest of your week.
Thank you, Sheila.
You bet. Thank you. Good night.